Hello, everybody. Tamara from the Dragon Academy here. Today, I'm answering this question: what is a dragon warrior? And you might have seen one of my other videos about Kung Fu Panda, who I love, the original dragon warrior. But I'll share a little bit about what the language and the term dragon warrior means to me. So for me, a dragon warrior is somebody that recognizes that the internal work is probably going to be some of the hardest work that we need to do, training our minds and our brains in order to get a handle on some of those habits and patterns that have been holding us back. And even though it's sometimes hard to get to the gym, working out this mental muscle and maybe even working out the heart can sometimes be much more challenging. So a dragon warrior is somebody who knows that we need to do this internal work as well as the work on our external body, our physical body. A dragon warrior knows that life is art. Often in the West, we focus on the martial part of martial arts, but martial arts itself is not only the physical movements, the fighting, it's also the massage, the self-care, learning to be your own doctor. It's about music, it's about arts, it's about creativity. It's a whole system of learning how to use body and mind to be well and ultimately to live a long and healthy life. So in the Dragon Academy, we focus on all of those aspects. It's not just about doing the punches and learning the forms and figuring out how to attack somebody or to defend yourself. Those are really, in my view, just vehicles to help us learn more about ourselves, our emotions, our patterns and habits. But we can come at this from multiple routes. So the third thing is a dragon warrior is somebody who knows that when we cross-train, we're going to get more benefits, deeper and richer understanding. So, for example, I can do a Qigong practice, which would be a wonderful thing to do. I could sense my body and I could visualize and I could do all the things I need to do in a Qigong practice. But what I would typically do after that is I would go to the page, I would draw, I would color, I would try to find some words to describe my experience. And that's an example of cross-training. I'm feeding my brain with different sorts of information, which will then have this alchemical effect and support my learning and understanding and help me to go deeper and deeper each time. So dragon warriors are cross trainers, but not just in the physical sense, in the mental, physical, spiritual, psychological, and creative sense as well. And a dragon warrior is also somebody who knows that we don't need a gym. I mean, it's wonderful if you've got a gym, if you've got a wonderful space to train in. I mean, it does make a difference to have a dedicated training space. But the reality is that most people don't have that. Have you got a park? Have you got a kitchen? Have you got a hallway? Have you got a parking lot? Anytime I pick up a shopping bag is a chance to do some training, to be mindful of my body, to train my biceps, to tune into my bodily sensations. Anytime I sit on the toilet is an opportunity to roll the shoulders and train mindfulness of the posture. So dragon warriors are very creative and innovative in finding micro moments during the day to do our training, because it's quite likely that dragon warriors are also people out there who are busy, who are helping others, who are working hard, or they've got families or people that they need to care for, or just, they're struggling to even get up and get to the gym. So what can we do right now? What have we got? Our body, our mind in our space right now. And I remember my Kung Fu teacher told me, you need to be able to do your training in a little tiny square. Imagine you're staying in a little tiny room, like a hotel room. What training can you do there? That's what you need to be. That's your Kung Fu. That's your Kung Fu. And I suppose the other real thing about a dragon warrior is we're a bit rebellious. We're a bit outside of the box because our kung fu life, our dragon warrior life is what we decide to make of it. There are systems, there are training, we love them, they're amazing. But the reality is most people can't access that or find it hard to stick with that. So how do we make it our own kung fu dragon warrior life, whatever that means for us? And it may mean that there's nothing about martial arts and punching. It may be how you want to approach your creative life or your parenting or helping others or your work. How can we bring that dragon warrior mindset into whatever it is that we're doing? Now, of course, I do recommend getting some punches in there. It's so wonderful to be in the body when we're moving, and learning sequences is great to keep our brain healthy. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. So those are some of the qualities of a dragon warrior. And I suppose myself as Chief Dragon Officer at the Dragon Academy, my mission, my warrior mission, is to share with as many people as possible tools and techniques that can allow us to live well and to live wisely and to find our own way, no matter what our starting point. And the Dragon Academy is here for you, and the Dragon Warrior community is here so that we can take this journey together. And you're warmly welcome if this sounds like anything that appeals to you.